What is up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Pixelated Realms, or what I would like to call today a special takeover episode of Pixelated Waifus. I'm so happy to be here on this podcast today. We're going to untangle the digital landscape of your favorite waifus in video games, tying back to some really popular news that's come out over the last couple days. And, you might be asking yourself, where the fuck are Tyler and Alex? And so they're in Michigan, doing their own thing. They're at a big birthday party celebration. So I brought these two people you've maybe never seen, but should definitely know about. Actually, Roy was on the episode like 2 weeks ago, but whatever. And it's fucking creepy Pikachu. But yeah,
Wow.
yeah, Pikachu last time was like staring at me from the back, and I was fucking like, I'll fuck you up. But yeah, go ahead, guys. Like, what have you been up to? Roy, Ralph, thanks for joining.
Thanks for having me again. How's it
Yeah,
going, Ralph? How you doing?
yeah. Thanks for having me. I've been declining Alex's request for me to join for so long, and all it took was Dustin to ask me, and
I know.
I
Oh
just
no,
did.
Dustin of all
Join the
people. Oh
waifu
no.
episode, Ralph. I need you, and you're like, fuck it, I'm there. I am
I'm there.
absolutely coming.
I mean,
So,
I've just been playing Elden Ring though, man. Except not the DLC. I like started a fresh. I started a fresh playthrough. Except I messed up because if you had your main character and you went to New Game Plus and you didn't progress through, you got to do everything over again until you get to that one boss to get to the DLC. So I've just been going through all of it all over again.
does the DLC not start at the end? It starts at
It
the end, right?
starts it starts when you kill a specific boss. And then
Okay.
after you kill that boss, and like there's also, not a level requirement, but like you should have a certain power level, I
Is it
guess,
over
before you go into the
9,000?
deals. It's over 9,000 now. But
That's
yeah,
dope. I mean,
man.
I haven't played it. I haven't played Elden Ring at all. I got Elden Ring from a buddy like right after it came out, and like I still have like slight PTSD from um not Bloodborne. What's
Souls
the other one?
games?
Yes, Dark Souls 3. And I
Hmm.
put like 100 hours into it, and I was like pre-kids. And now I'm just like, Mother of God, do I have that much fucking time to like do another one of these games that's
No.
like self-inflicting pain? So I think I've told you guys, like, I'm an idiot, and I played Dark Souls 3 like the first half, not realizing that you could auto like lock onto a target, like shooting your bow. So I had just learned how to shoot the bow at fucking bad guys without locking onto them, which was pretty beast, if I have to say so myself. That was like next level hard. It's like trying to no scope with an AWP and Counter Strike, just constantly not knowing that there's a scope button. So it was awful, but I actually just picked it up, Elden Ring on the PlayStation 5, because again, I have it on Steam right now, and my big worry is like, again, like I have a 4-year-old, I have a 1-year-old, I have like a nagging wife, like I can't just go lock myself in my office upstairs for like hours upon hours playing a single player game. So I'm like, cool. Now I have it on PlayStation. I'm gonna put it on. It's downstairs in the living room. Y'all can just watch me kill bad guys or monsters, whatever it is. So I'm more inclined to pick it up now, or to actually give it a shot. So I got to install it today and probably dive in. But also kind of cool because now I can just kind of do it all as one big playthrough instead of having to like have that big gap. Um, but yeah, I'm pretty excited for it. It's getting great reviews. Ralph, have you
Yeah.
played the Elden Ring yet? You're muted, Ralph.
Yeah. Sorry,
Oh,
I,
there
I
you are.
muted myself. Somebody ring the doorbell.
Oh, you're
Um,
good.
yeah, I have played Elden Ring. Not nearly as many hours. I actually gave up Elden Ring. I just wasn't my type of game. If I'm being honest, I got it gifted to me. I forgot who gifted it to me, but I tried playing it and I was just maybe 3 hours in and I just couldn't get into it.
What
Um,
was the thing that drove you away? Was it too like hard? Stop typing, Roy. I can hear that shit. Um, was it like the difficulty level? Was it just like not your play style? Like what was it that kind of pushed you away?
yeah, it just wasn't my playstyle.
Hmm.
The difficulty. I mean, I don't think it would have been a factor, but because like if it's a game that I really enjoy, I don't mind having a challenge. But yeah, no, I just couldn't really get into Elden Ring. And people, I just kept my mouth shut about it. Everybody really enjoyed Elden Ring, and if I bad mouthed it, I was the bad guy. So I just
You're the
nodded.
silent
Did
majority of people,
yep,
like
pretty much.
all those pieces of shit that voted for Trump the first time around but didn't want to admit it. You're just
Yeah,
like,
I didn't
I
vote for him,
fucking
but
no, I know, but I just mean like you hated it, but you were afraid to speak
yep,
up because of the ridicule you were gonna get by the
yep,
vocal minority of people
pretty
who love
much,
it. And
pretty much.
yeah, honestly, like I've only played Dark Souls 3. That's the only Souls
Yep.
game I've played. Um, I really did enjoy it a lot. Kyle actually helped me a ton because he would summon in and like help me get through shit.
Yeah.
I haven't beat it by myself. Like I actually beat the final boss by myself, which is cool. But but we were playing the game together a lot, so it was almost like a multiplayer experience for me to a certain extent. Um, it's such a pain in the ass when people like would portal into your game, like other real players, and like try
Yep.
to just kill you. But I think
Mhm.
that only happens when you have someone summoned in. Also, I don't think that happens if like you're playing by yourself. But
Yeah, I mean, it never happens. And there's like some, what's it called? Some like story ones thrown in there, but it's never happened to me in Elden Ring,
yeah,
like during this current playthrough.
yeah. But there's a lot of controversy around the game right now. Again, because the new DLC came out this week. It's getting like great review scores, so
Hmm.
it's like top of mind for everyone again. But it's rehashed the conversation around like are difficult games fun? And is it okay to think that having a game that's very difficult is bad? Or not, I don't know if bad's the right word, but you know, like there's just like all this conversation around like people having to come out and say like it's okay if you don't like Elden Ring, and it's okay if you don't like games that are like basically like stabbing yourself in the stomach all fucking day,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know?
Yeah.
And I think that's good because yeah, like there was again like Elden Ring like threw Souls-like games into the mainstream harder than any one. They're very I don't know about very niche, but they definitely had like a subset of people that enjoyed them, and then Elden Ring was just like everybody was playing it, and then everyone's like, holy shit, this game's fucking hard. So it's interesting. I'm looking forward to picking it up.
Hmm.
Well, I already picked it up, but like looking forward to actually playing it. But yeah, we'll see.
I think it was the director, talk about how he doesn't regret, and he was all for the difficulty of Elden Ring. I mean, I totally get it, and I think there's some there's like a need to have that difficult type of game in the market when you have stuff that is so easy out there. I don't know, a little challenge for people.
Roy's just a fucking guy. He's like a tryhard, sweaty tryhard. He's like
It's so
this
stupid.
fucking guy. Like we used to play ranked Overwatch. He's like, I need ranked to show everyone how good I
What?
am.
Okay, that's cap as fuck.
That is not
Oh
cap.
man.
That is like the whole that
Yes.
whole group has that mindset of just like ranked allows me to like show that I'm good. Then everyone knows. I'm just like,
Oh man. When's the
but that
last time I played Overwatch with you? Like 10 years ago?
exactly.
When
You've
when did
matured.
Overwatch come out? You
2016.
son of a bitch.
Yeah, you've
I
matured.
appreciate a challenge. I appreciate a challenge, man.
I don't know. Like
If
honestly,
you
I think
appreciate a challenge, there's this game that just came out. It's called Chain Together.
Oh yeah. That game ruins friendships though, someone
Yeah,
said.
wait,
yeah,
what's it called?
it's called Chain Together. If you've ever played like Only Up,
Uh
it's like a bunch of jump puzzles, and you have to try to get all the way up to like the top. But then
oh
like you do it
God.
as a group, and you're like chained together, and so if one of you falls, all of you falls. It's one of those games where it's just like if you're not friends with these people, like don't play with them. Because I tried to play with like just some randoms because my friends didn't download the game at that point, and I felt so bad because these people that I joined, they were like so far in the game, and I was just like, it was like my first game, and I like couldn't make a jump, And so they went all the way down to the very beginning, like cussed me out. I was like, sorry, gotta go, and then they kicked me. So it's pretty fun
That
though. Like
I
I
mean,
enjoy it.
that's so
Go ahead.
toxic.
yeah,
Yeah.
I mean that's a party game. I can't imagine getting mad at someone in like, those party style games.
Mm-hmm. Maybe don't make your lobby public.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, for real. Like that's almost a game you feel like should be ranked because like
Yeah.
it's like hey, like if this is your first time, like it needs to be like a league where you have to get to level 30 before you can join like a
Mm-hmm.
public group or something. It's like here's the practice map. Learn this shit. You got to within 20 hours, and then you can play with people.
Mhm.
I used to do the jump puzzles in Counter-Strike 1.6. People would make custom maps. That shit was really fun, but there's just always like that one jump, and I'm like, I can't bunny hop. I don't know how to bunny hop, and like I just couldn't make it. But Overwatch had jump maps for a minute. Remember when they first started the custom
Yeah, with the
maps?
custom
Those are
and
pretty cool too. Um, I like it because it just adds like a different flavor to like a game style. Like you're so used to doing it one way, and then like it's kind of creative that you could take like the characters and like landscape and that of a existing game and like make it a completely different game.
yeah.
Um, so that's pretty cool.
It's actually funny though because like I actually stopped playing Destiny because I hated the jump puzzles in Destiny. But here I am just playing a game specifically about jump puzzles. It's like I'm having the time of my life, and so yeah, it's pretty funny.
I like watching you play that house building game, Ralph, so I can be like, put a hot tub room, hot tub streamer room.
Oh my God.
It was a House Flipper. House Flipper is like one of those games where it's just like relaxing, like you don't need like the fast paced ranked Overwatch. Nah, I just want to relax a little. And Dustin
Yeah.
wanted to make a little hot tub room for like the hot tub streams and whatnot.
Yeah, dude, we're
Damn
making
it.
a dope Airbnb or something, like porn studio. I don't know.
What's happening?
Yeah, but yeah, like Emily plays Toontown something. I don't know. I feel like it's the
Yeah.
same kind of a thing for her, like just like a relaxing experience. That's Sea of Thieves for me. But like, if you guys watched last episode, I was kind of talking about how I'm like sad with Sea of Thieves right now because I feel like
Yeah.
I've finally got to a point where, like, unless it's brand new content, like a new Tall Tale, like it's just not doing
It's not
very
gonna
much for
do
me
it.
right now.
No.
I just
Yeah.
done it too long. Like, it's not, there's not a lot of
Mhm.
diversity in that game, like, in terms of like what you do. And I've already hit Pirate Legend, so it's like, what do I don't know? But anyways, what do you guys think about the Nintendo Direct?
Yeah, I'm actually pretty excited for it. There's lots of remakes, right? Like there's lots of ports overs and a lot of like
Mhm.
remakes that they're putting it onto the Switch from like previous consoles, like the Donkey Kong. I think that's one of them. Um, I remember playing that on. I think it was on the Wii, if I remember correctly. It was on the Wii that I was playing that Donkey Kong. But what I'm most excited about is I think the Mario Party. I'm a big Mario Party like player.
Oh yeah.
It's
I love
just party
Mario
games,
Party.
right? And
This guy's just a party game animal, dude.
oh yeah, and it's like this is the first game. I think I saw that they're allowing up to 20 players in a single like match
Oh
where
wow.
it's like normally four, but
Are there
that's crazy.
even
I don't
20 characters you can play in Mario Party?
I
Like,
was going to say I don't even have 20 friends, but but
you will
like in
after this
online
podcast, Ralph. They're gonna come
wait,
chasing you.
after I mean like if you're playing like online and with like 20 random players, you're going to have to like go out to dinner before you could wait for your next turn, you know what I mean? Like with 20
Oh
people.
yeah.
I don't know if that's
Well, like
the
the mini
best.
game situation as well. It's like interesting to me on that, right? Like, how do you have a 20-person mini game? Like, is it just gonna be like a Fall
Yeah.
Guys map? Like, they're just like some ridiculous shit. I don't know.
Well, I mean, it wouldn't be the worst thing because Fall Guys has been pretty successful, you know.
Yeah,
So
definitely. Um,
I'm
it would
curious what
be
the player base is like now, though.
in Fall
Fall Guys,
Guys.
Mhm.
yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. It's probably fallen off a little bit. No pun intended. Uh, uh, but I should look at that versus like Pal World, like these like viral games and like how they've been able to sustain. I bet you Pal World has just like dropped off a cliff, honestly.
Yeah.
We'll see that once the new DLC comes out. I think for me, since this is Pixelated Waifus today, we're gonna talk about your guys' excitement for Metroid Prime 4 with everyone's favorite robot. It's not a
Samus.
robot, like robot suit
Zero suit,
wearing
come on,
character.
please.
Yeah, zero suit wear. Well, not everyone wears a zero suit though, so we're just gonna say like
Oh,
Iron Man-esque suit, um, and yeah, with Samus. So like the trailer looked pretty dope. I know people have been really excited about
Mhm.
this game for a long time, waiting for news. What did you guys
hmm.
think from the trailer?
Roy, go ahead.
I was just excited to see anything. It's been what since 2017, I think. I think
See
2017 since we've
Metroid.
seen anything from Metroid. I mean, it's I've never been super into a ton of Nintendo stuff. Like I'm mostly just excited for like Donkey Kong Country HD and
Yeah.
Dragon Quest HD coming out. Um, so I'm not huge into Metroid, but it did look good. I mean, it
No,
looked fun.
Metroid Prime 3 came out in 2007, which is
Jesus.
fucking
Yeah,
crazy. Like we're like
yeah.
15, more than 15 years out from a Metroid
Hmm.
Prime
And
game.
they announced for a long time ago.
Yeah.
It's January
It,
2019.
January 2019? Okay, I thought it was
wow.
2017.
It
Yeah,
it just
still
looks
that.
so
Yeah.
it just looks so good though. Like the whole first person aspect of you know of like a Metroid game, and then
That was
um
trippy to me.
yeah, it was so trippy, and it kind of like I don't want to like say it had like Halo vibes, but like when I first saw it, like when I first saw the trailer and I didn't see the title of it, I was like, what is this like? Are they bringing Halo? Because they're talking about bringing Halo to Nintendo, right? And because they're opening it up to like PlayStation and maybe Nintendo, and so I was like, oh, is this their Halo? And it's like, oh no, it's Metroid, and so I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah,
It'd be cool
definitely.
if they turned this into Nintendo's Halo, made it an
Yeah.
FPS. I just, hey, Dustin, competitive multiplayer FPS, arena shooter Metroid.
Just rank system. Roy out here like gotta hit diamond at least, or else people will think I'm not good at video games.
I hate you so much.
Yeah, honestly, like I've never played a Metroid game.
Hmm.
It's just never really been my thing. Like, definitely owned a lot of Nintendo systems, really into Mario, really into Zelda, Mario Kart, played some Mario parties. I think like the two major franchises, yeah, I really never touched that much on the Nintendo front was Smash and then Metroid. And
You never played Smash?
I've played it. I just sucked ass and just
Oh.
never really got into it. Like I never bought one, but I've played it at friends' houses and like I've played it like, you know, uh, at like
Oh.
Target when they used to allow you to
Hmm.
play the games and shit. So I've played it enough. I could never figure out how to like jump back to the platform. So I'd get knocked off and it's like I'm dead. You did. And so yeah, I just never got into Super Smash Brothers and then Metroid. It's not that I mean, yeah, like has it come out since 2000 fucking 7? Like,
It's
and
crazy, man.
it's not like yeah, they're like rolling out nonstop and like it's like hard to miss, right? So yeah, it'll be interesting. I might pick this one up. It does look good.
Mhm.
One game I'm more likely to look to buy, and it's our arguably, I would say, second most popular Nintendo waifu would be Zelda.
Zelda.
Because Peach has to be number one, right? Like
Peach is
Peach,
Yeah.
like if Mario's the most popular
she's not
man
even
in
sexual. Like she's
games,
not even like sexualized though. Like
Peach.
Peach. Yeah, I don't
Did
see
you
it.
watch the Super Mario Brothers movie, dude? Peach banging in that leather bike outfit. All right.
Uh,
Anya Taylor-Joy just bringing new levels of waifu-ness to the Peach character in that movie. But yeah, she's not. Like Peach is never like sexualized. I mean, none of the characters in Nintendo games are though, right?
yeah.
Like like you do have sexualized characters, like 2B and Bayonetta and
Yeah.
like anything that Hoyoverse puts out. Um, but Nintendo never has. I mean, even like the first time Samus takes off her helmet, you find out it's like this blonde woman. Everyone's like, "What the fuck?" You know? And so yeah, I would still say like if you're gonna rank Nintendo waifus, Peach has to be one. I would put Zelda at two, and probably put Samus at three. In terms of Nintendo IPs, I don't even know if there are like another like really popular woman character in the Nintendo IPs. Like obviously
I'm
there's like
sure.
Daisy, like other princess like
Yeah,
Daisy
yeah.
or Rosalina, but they're like so side character esque that
Okay, when we talk about Nintendo, like although it's not a Nintendo IP, a Pokemon, there's lots of people in
Oh,
Pokemon that are like sexualized. A
yeah.
lot of girls in
that's
Pokemon that are
true. That is
sexualized.
especially like the newer games, right? Like some of the gym
Yeah.
leaders are like
Mm-hmm.
very like look like wearing basic like bathing suits,
Yeah.
amount of attire.
I
Um,
One.
never.
Go ahead.
I never really got into the Xenoblade or the Fire Emblem games, but I'm pretty sure those games probably have to have some waifu
Yeah.
material for people
yeah,
like yourself, Dustin.
yeah. I mean, like yeah, games published by Nintendo only for Nintendo platforms. Like yeah, Pokemon's
Mhm.
got to be on there for sure. You know, OG Misty, but no one's. She's not really a waifu because she's 10 and she looks 10, so it's kind of weird,
Yeah.
you know. Actually, like it trips me out when like you see fan art of some characters, and
Mm-hmm.
I'm just like, what are you guys doing? Like, like
This one
that's
right here, officer.
yeah, it's like I think like the only character that I don't feel that way about is like Bonnie from One Piece because she's 12, but her devil fruit power allows her to age herself, so she actually looks like 25. So
Okay.
you don't actually see her like as a kid, you know, but yeah, like Misty looks 10. Like she's
Yeah.
10. You know, so you guys making weird etchy art of Misty have some problems. And this is the guy hosting the waifu podcast right now, and I still think that's a little weird. But anyways, what do you guys think of the new Zelda game? Because we have Zelda, main protagonist. I think it's the first time that she's ever led the franchise and
Yeah.
anything
It
like
is.
that. I saw the jokes that it should be called The Legend of Link, which I
Legend
thought
of
was
Link,
pretty
Mm,
yeah,
Legend
that's
funny.
of Link.
great.
Yeah.
Um,
They switched
so
roles. Like.
yeah, I mean it's funny because in the trailer, if you, Link actually saves her, like he
Yeah. Link
fights
was saving
Ganon,
her.
and like something happens where like something shoots and hits the crystal she's being like
Yeah.
held in, and then
Shot
she
an arrow.
falls down. Yeah, she falls down and gets up, and like there's these portals on the ground that are like absorbing Link and like other things around Hyrule, and she's like, "Time to be a fucking badass and save this motherfucker." You know, time to return the favor after like 20 something years.
I thought it was
Yeah.
Um,
pretty cool. It reminded me of what is it? Link's Awakening, or it's been so long. I haven't played a ton of Legend of Zelda games in
it is
recent
kind of like
years, but
Zelda's Awakening, right? Like this is like her
mhm.
coming out story. Um, so yeah, I think it's gonna be pretty dope. On the prediction podcast, we were actually talking about could there be like a Zelda remake, like a Link's Awakening, because I didn't
Mhm.
expect there to be like a uh high like high graphic for Nintendo at least high graphic like new Zelda game so close to Tears of the Kingdom. So it is in the art style I was expecting for a but I just thought it'd be a remake of an old Link game. I'm glad that we're gonna get this Zelda protagonist game. Um, she already is a badass though, right? And
Yeah, oh yeah.
Smash, what is her alter ego?
Sheik? No,
Sheik. Is it
Sheik.
Sheik?
It is.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so like I don't know where that originated from. Like if she was like a playable character in one of the old games, or if that's just something only in Smash. I know in the Zelda
I'm not
games I've
sure.
played, I've never interacted with her. And I've played Ocarina of Time, Link to the Past, um,
Wasn't Sheik in one of the earlier games though?
Majora's. I don't know. I'm not sure where the character originated from, but I know she's in Smash, so she's got to be there somewhere.
Hmm.
So it's definitely not the first time you get to see her like kick the shit out of people, but it'll be the first time you get to play her. So it's also like a new mechanic, right? She has like some kind of like wand or something that allows her to like
Yeah,
alter
Yeah, yeah,
make
states and
copies
things.
of items and things like that. So, I mean, for me personally, I'm excited for a new Zelda game. I love Breath of the Wild. However, I'm not a fan of the artwork, like the animation style and like the chibi style. Breath of the Wild was such like a leap forward, right? And
Yeah.
then it kind of feel like they're taking a little step back with
yeah.
like
Okay.
the whole chibi style animations, and it's just not. I mean, that's not really the only game from Nintendo Direct that I saw that was not a fan of the artwork. The other one was that Mario Brothers one.
Oh yeah, the new one.
Oh
It
yeah, it's
just looked.
very wonky.
It's
It's
very
very
wonky.
wonky.
Yeah.
But I mean, animation aside, I mean, I'm still gonna play this new Zelda game. Hopefully, it's not, as it might be just as big as Breath of the Wild, but maybe not because of the artwork. So, um, Breath of the Wild, I had to get a new little mini SD card for my Nintendo Switch because it didn't have enough room, like on the stock one. So, I'm hoping that this game, isn't as big, but I think it's cool and unique that they are letting people have their own story. Um, no two playthroughs are going to be the same because you could duplicate any single item that you want, um, and you could like figure out puzzles through creating the items that you want. And so I think that part of the aspect is pretty cool. But again, not a fan of the artwork.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the same artwork style as Link's Awakening, right? The remake they did
Yeah,
like I think in 2019. Um,
yeah,
it'll be interesting because personally, I hated the art style in Wind Waker when it first came out. I was like, what the fuck is this nonsense? Like, why can't it just look like a normal Zelda game? And then like over the years, like obviously it got made for Wii U, right? Or Wii U, one of the two. And then it's kind of like beloved now, like that art style.
yeah.
So it'll be interesting to see. Like I don't love the art style either for this game. I would have definitely preferred it to be in the more like AAA, like what
Mhm.
we see with Tears of the Kingdom or Breath of the Wild. Um, but we'll see. Give it a shot. I think it's more. I don't know if I would say Nintendo ever did this on purpose because it's already a system that leans towards like attracting a younger audience.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
I wonder if this game is built more in mind of like getting the 8 to 12-year-old next generation of gamers interested in not only Nintendo or not only Zelda franchise, but Nintendo as a whole, and especially like also like more young girls who have never had like that super like that character to like on the Nintendo franchise who is the
yeah.
badass like Samus,
Hmm.
but I mean again you never see Samus, so it's not really
Never
the
saw
same,
Samus. Yeah,
you know. So now like they have like this heroine from this popular franchise and like they could be something like they really take a hold of it
yeah.
and
They could identify with.
yeah, exactly. So again, I don't know if Nintendo would come out and say that was something they were going for. They should
In
because
terms
it's
of the
I
art
think
direction,
no,
or
in
just
No,
the
terms
like
of
reason to do
the
like
the
main
game.
protagonist.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah,
Yeah,
main protagonist, the art direction a little bit too. Like it being a little bit more like, like kid-ish,
hmm
you know. Um, so yeah, actually I should read their messaging a little bit more because I actually think that's kind of smart messaging. I'm like, yeah,
yeah. I
like
think it is. I mean, if you look at some of the games though, like the Lego Horizon, right? The Lego Horizon, that has a strong female character lead as well. And so I
yeah.
Yeah.
think I think you're onto something where they're targeting, maybe the next generation of female gamers, and
Yeah, especially with
they're
that game too, right?
yeah,
Because like a 8-year-old's not gonna play
Horizon
Horizon
Zero
Zero
Dawn.
Yeah,
Dawn.
yeah.
Yeah,
So this is a way to introduce
to
them to the
and
series, and
I still do think that Horizon, and we talked about this last week also, was a really weird choice. If you're like gonna go PlayStation IP to like
It makes no
create,
sense to me.
Yeah.
like it's obviously a very popular IP, but like there's like you could have made like Final Fantasy Lego. You could have made God of War Lego. I mean, obviously that doesn't have God of War doesn't have the same thing what we were just talking about in terms of like attracting like that younger woman audience or girl a young woman audience. So we'll see. I mean, I think like we talked about again, like it at least shows people that like Horizon's not going anywhere. Like it's gonna be
Yeah.
like a long IP for Sony. They're investing in it. Like again, like they're attracting like next generation of gamers, and young women gamers. So yeah, Horizon's here to stay. It's gonna probably be around for another 10, 20 years. Which is cool. Personally, I don't
Yeah,
One
like the
of
man.
games, but that's just me.
No, I'm
uh,
fine with it. The games are great.
yeah.
um,
And in terms of like the art direction you guys were talking about, I feel like I've almost become accustomed and like almost conditioned to just expect like I didn't even notice the graphics for the Zelda game because I just feel like that's like almost everything Nintendo nowadays. I don't know
Yeah.
if I'm the only one who feels like that, but I saw
and you
that and
play
I'm just like,
WoW, which has shit graphics, so
oh, come on, get the fuck out of here. I play everything. I play all the games.
all the
There's some
games.
beautiful things. Ragnarok. Oh my God. So many games
Yeah.
out there with amazing graphics. Oh, sorry, continue.
No, no.
Speaking of like targeting like the younger like female audience, um, the last thing that I'll say about Nintendo Direct was the Hello Kitty, right? That's I thought that was kind of a weird game to introduce, but it's very Animal Crossing esque, right? And my girlfriend who doesn't really like playing a lot of video games spent so many hours in Animal Crossing, and when she texted me the video of the Hello Kitty game, like I could tell that she was excited about it, and I mean she's not a young female that they're probably targeting, but
Yeah.
she's
What
still
a
really
creep,
excited.
Ralph. How old's your girlfriend?
My girlfriend's older than I am. She's old enough.
Oh my God, damn it.
But but yeah, no, like Hello Kitty, like the Hello Kitty, I thought that was kind of a weird choice, but it also sort of makes sense. Um, I I know my girlfriend's really excited for it. I know I'm probably gonna get sucked into playing some Hello Kitty. Um, so I mean, I have to say I'm excited for it.
Yeah, did she see the other game? Oh my God.
The
We
Tales of the
talked.
Shire.
No, no,
Tales of the
I think it
Shire.
was under the PlayStation showcase. It's like a dress up game, and like we talked about
Oh,
it. And what the fuck was it called? It's super random though. You kind of have like a Pokemon with you, and like you can like change your outfits and like fly around.
Oh,
And
I saw a similar game from
um,
yeah.
Nintendo
Um,
Direct.
no, but it wasn't Nintendo. But it was. Oh my God, I don't know. We
I did
talked
see the
about it
one
though.
from Nintendo too, like the one that like
The
basically
farming
like the
one?
farming one.
Yeah.
I think it's called farming, isn't it? Or like
I,
farm.
I'm not sure. I just saw there you're like raising I got Power World vibes. I was like, what the hell is
Yeah, it
this?
was
We're
very.
yeah. We're raising Pokemon again on a farm, getting them strong, and then we go fight other Pokemon. It's just, more Power World. But it looked kind of mid.
Yeah,
Very
it
made.
did look kind of mid, but it did definitely give me some Power World vibes.
Mm-hmm.
I just wish I knew what it was called. I swear it had like farming in its name, but I guess not.
Trying to find it.
I'm trying to find this.
Formagia,
Formagia. Yes, it has
yeah.
like farm in the name.
Dude, if you look at it, it looks like I get we're talking about the graphics, and I was saying how I'm used to Nintendo looking a certain way, but I feel like Formaggio is the type of game where I'm just like this just looks bad, like graphics wise.
Oh, the one I was
But
talking
that might
about.
just be me.
The one I was talking about is Infinity Nikki. It's an open
Infinity
world
Nick.
dress up adventure game coming to PS5. You awaken the magical powers hidden within her various outfits and embark on a journey filled with fun. The music was really cool, and it was like, I don't know, it's I don't know if I'd spend money on it, but if it was like available under my like PlayStation whatever subscription as like one of the
Um,
free games you could check out, I would probably like just download it just to see what it's all about. But it was kind of interesting. It looks like a chill, like relaxing game, which again, I think we need more of in today's industry. There's too much
Yeah.
like emphasis on competitive play. We need just to get back to games. Actually, you've seen this terminology a lot. Actually, the last few months or in 2024, it's like cozy gaming.
yeah.
It's kind of like a buzzword right now.
Hmm.
And yeah, I think like people are trying to, or like publishers are starting to realize a little bit that like like the Elden Rings are great and we need those, but we also just need shit that we can just sit back and be like, man, that was chill. Yeah, this is just chill. I'm just you know
Hmm.
not having to really
Yeah.
think much while I play this. But yeah,
My
yeah.
my girlfriend, she after she got done with Animal Crossing, she wanted the next cozy game, and she did look up cozy games, and she found Hollow Knight, and I was
Oh,
like,
Hollow Knight. Okay.
I'm like, it's
It's a
not
good.
cozy, but
That game is hard.
it's hard. Yeah, it's difficult, and she's like I said, she's not
She's like, it
much of
looks
a
so
gamer.
cute. Hollow Knight looks
Yeah, it
so
looks so
cute.
cute, but I was like, I told her
And
to watch a gameplay of it, and if you think you can do that, go ahead, but if
yeah,
you're gonna
what
buy it at like at full price and like play it once and put it down, then no, don't do it.
just buy it on Steam, right? So then if she only plays for less
Yeah,
than 2 hours, she can return it.
yeah.
But yeah, so lots of cool things coming on Nintendo Direct. I think we had like a really great like June gaming showcase. Xbox obviously killed it. Sony personally was a pretty big letdown overall. I don't
Yeah.
think Concord looks very good. There just wasn't a lot announced during like you had Monster Hunter Wilds and Path of Exile 2. Like there was some games, but compared to what you saw with Xbox and Nintendo, is definitely on the disappointing side, I think. But
No,
What's our next? We have a state of play in July, no? Or did we just have one?
we just
I
had
know
the
we have
one.
a.
we just had one.
Okay, okay,
Yeah,
okay.
I doubt they'll
Yeah.
do one again. Like they'll probably do one in um August for around Gamescom. That's kind of like the
Yeah,
next
yeah,
big
yeah.
thing, right? Like
Because they're
from
skipping
like
that, no?
yeah, so like from working in the industry, like games gonna get announced at any time. But normally you would announce in either May or June, like back half of May, or during one of the June showcases, or you might announce at Gamescom. If you're not announcing at Gamescom, then you're probably not going to announce like your game or show much content for it until the Game Awards at this point.
Hmm.
Those are kind of like your big three moments. And again, like not every publisher like sticks to that, but I think that for like the big highly anticipated games, those are the most likely times you're going to see them because that's when you have the most eyeballs on the industry. Um, and so, they want to make a big splash. They don't want to be on like what publisher or studio got like a bad grade for, the state of play or whatever. Like, look at like PlayStation's getting dragged right now for a state of play because Nintendo and Xbox were so good. And
Yeah.
even like Summer Game Fest, like the press conference, like was pretty mid. There wasn't anything like there that was like, holy fuck! Like we have like this crazy game just got announced during Summer Game Fest. It felt very indie, which is cool. I don't mind that because those games need recognition too and opportunities to shine with all these people watching. But it definitely nothing like there like blew my mind in terms of like new, unexpected. I think we did get the Alan Wake 2 DLC during Summer Games Fest, which was pretty cool. But all right, let's move into some questions that I've drafted up since we're not going to read Ralph's today because it's weird because he's here. Uh, so we're talking about Zelda getting her own game. What is another side character or like, like sidekick, whatever, in a video game franchise that you actually would think would make a great new main character in their own game?
God. Ralph, go ahead. Take this one first.
Well, not me personally, but somewhat like there have been, like games already where the sidekick or essentially gets their own game. I'm talking about Luigi, right? Mario and Luigi. Luigi has his own games. Luigi Mansion was one of the things that they announced at Nintendo Direct. But I think he's a very common one that I could think of. Um, as
Even
for who
Yoshi
I
has his
would,
own game, right?
yeah,
Like,
Yoshi had his own game too.
we're just milking the
Um,
Mario IP.
hmm um, for me, I'm my favorite game series is Pokemon, right? Like that was my introduction to video games. I love Pokemon. I have been playing so many ROMs, like ROM hacks, that people create from like a different perspective. You're no longer like Red or Ash or whoever the main character is. You're playing as either your rival. The one that I really enjoyed was when you got to play as Team Rocket,
That's
which
dope.
was like the main villain, and they put out a lot of great theories on there. Where you know Professor Oak is actually really evil, and Team Rocket was actually the nice guys, right? Trying to protect them from Oak, and so for me, I would personally love to see like a Pokemon spin-off game. But it's difficult though because there's different protagonists for different for each Pokemon game, and so there would have to sort of be like a game about all of the characters that we've seen like in the anime, um, and like through their lens. They released like a mini series on YouTube called like Pokemon Legends or something like that, where they like showcase the lives of all the people that Ash has ran into in the anime, and so I thought that was kind of cool. Um, so maybe a game like that. But yeah, I mean, I can't really think of any other like games that I would love to see like a secondary character get like a main standpoint. I think Zelda being one of them is a great start. Um, Depending on how this goes, maybe there's other spin-offs that take off from it.
Yeah, that'd
Yeah.
be cool.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm trying to sit here and think about it, and like I was gonna say like Luigi's Mansion is great for sure. What about like a Pokemon game? I don't know how they'd pull this off, by the way, where like you play as the Pokemon, like
Oh
from
yeah,
that
yeah,
perspective. Like again, I don't
That's
know how
so.
you'd pull
Wait,
it
hold on.
off.
What about Pokken tournament? Does that count?
No, it doesn't count. That's like a
yeah.
fighting game, right?
It is a fighting game
I want
where
like
you
a
play as the
RPG,
characters.
you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah, okay.
What's the inside of a Pokeball look like? Come on.
I don't even know. Like, do they shrink and it's like this fucking
Mhm.
resort, or are they just like cramped in this ball, like just fucking suffering?
Yeah.
That's a good horror game idea.
I know,
Inside the
right?
Pokeball. Oh
Inside the
my
Pokeball.
god.
Do it in VR,
Mhm.
you know? And then one that popped in my mind, and I think this would probably be terrible. I have no idea how you'd pull it off again. Like, but like, could you do something where like you're Cortana in the Halo series, but you're doing all these things behind the scenes, like in terms of like hacking, um, or whatever it could be, like to manipulate um, the bad guys in Halo. Um, where like, yeah, you're like Master Chief as a side character, but like you're actually driving the plotline forward by the things that you're doing. Again, I don't know how you'd really pull that off in a meaningful way, but just thinking of other like popular characters that are the sidekicks or like the helpers. Um, so I don't know, maybe, but yeah, I don't
This
know.
this is mainly because I was thinking about a game that I kind of missed. Like I've been wanting to hear from Capcom about this for a while, but even though we've played him a ton as Virgil, Devil May Cry, I want a full on like mainline title Devil May Cry 6 where you're just your main character, main focus is Virgil. I don't know why that popped into my head. I was thinking of like maybe Atreus from God of War, but no, like when I think about it, I've always wanted a mainline Devil May Cry game where the main protagonist you play as is Virgil.
Hmm.
That's it
So
for me.
I just Googled it because I was like, we just forgot like the most obvious one. And
Oh no.
but Princess Peach has never
Oh
had
True.
yeah.
a
She hasn't had her own
non-handheld.
games?
Oh, not since in 2005 there was Super Princess Peach
She
from
was
what I just Googled, but it was on the DS. So she's never had like a main console game where she's been the main protagonist. So
What about
that's got to be
Bowser?
cooking, right?
it
I would
has to
totally play
be.
Bowser also, like
Like
if
a
they had a
Bowser
Bowser
one?
one.
I think a Bowser one would be pretty dope too. Like you
Yeah,
get to be
where he's like
bad, right?
misunderstood.
But
He's
yeah, that too.
misunderstood.
It's
Yeah.
basically like the whole idea with the villains, right? From like the Team Rocket idea to Bowser.
Yeah.
It's like almost like the Joker movie with Joaquin
Yeah.
Phoenix, where like they make all of the like historical characters like kind of a bit of an asshole. Like Bruce's dad, and like in that movie is like a fucking dickhead.
Yeah.
And I think so is Gordon. I think like everyone's kind of a dick,
Mm-hmm.
except like 10-year-old Bruce, which doesn't even make sense because like Joaquin Phoenix like 30 years older than the Batman character. I just like rip. I fucking hate that movie. Um, but uh, but it's the same idea, of like,
Yeah.
yeah, it'd be cool to kind of see it through the lens
The
of the
villain.
bad guy, and you
Yeah.
kind of see it a little bit in the Super Mario Brothers movie, where like you get to see like Bowser, like he's just like
Bowser.
wants love, and like like when Mario crashes the wood, he's like, "You took away my one chance at happiness," and I just seen all the yesterday because they were playing at our park. When I was doing my walks, they had like this big like fucking 100-foot blow up screen thing. But yeah, like it'd be interesting for sure. But yeah, I could see them like cooking up a Peach game, especially if the Zelda game was really well received. Again, we already seen it in the Super Mario's Brother movie as well, where
Yeah.
Peach took like a more um less or
Like the
much less
protagonist
damsel in
role.
distress,
Yeah.
role. Like she's kind of a badass. She can do the courses. Like she stands up for herself constantly and like fights Bowser at the end. Spoilers. Um, so yeah, that'd be interesting. But all right, so we're already clicking at 47 minutes. So um, one more question, and then we'll get to like our last topic. What anime would you like to see become a new ARPG? So we've already talked about One Piece on this podcast lots of times on how we'd love to see that as a game. And we've talked about that almost even from like an MMO perspective, which I think would be fucking dope. But you just enter the One Piece world as like a pirate crew. But why your finger looks weird. Did you break your finger
My
one day?
my fingers have always been like that, man.
What the
I
fuck?
remember this. You don't remember that? I can make that with my
I had no
fingers. I have
idea.
crooked as fuck fingers,
What
man.
the fuck? How do you game? Like you're just like
It's
hitting
easy.
E, but
You
you're
got stick
actually
drift.
hitting R. Like you're a hand. Your palm rests on the keyboard in a different location than 99.9% of the population because you hit the wrong fucking button. Fucking guy's got like a special mouse made for himself and shit.
It doesn't even impact anything. It feels like I'm about. Yeah.
Uh, Sorry, everyone. Sorry, I'm an asshole. Um,
Hey, he
but
saw on camera, for context, if you're listening, he saw on camera, I have very crooked index fingers. Not like crooked, but they curve for some reason.
if he puts them together, it makes a fucking like hard Y. Okay, a hard Y. You should just clip that and put that as the YouTube thumbnail.
No, God, no. Uh,
All
So
of us
yeah.
doing this.
Anyway, yeah, right. We're like, yeah. Okay, so we're not talking about One Piece. We've talked about One Piece. So what's a different anime that we would love to see become a AAA action RPG? So you're pointing to Demon
Demon
Slayer, right?
Slayer.
Why Demon Slayer?
Demon Slayer, you know me, man. I love Demon Slayer enough to put it on my body. So give
That's true.
me more Demon Slayer. Give me anything Demon Slayer. The fighting game, honest to God, with all the trash, garbage, like anime fighting games they put out, like, oh, there's a new big anime, throw out a fighting game from Bandai Namco.
Didn't didn't
It was
they
actually
have?
good.
Yeah, he was decent. Like the One Piece.
Yeah.
Oh, not One Piece. The Demon Slayer game was pretty decent.
I know what they're doing with it now. I'm so sad that we're getting Mario Party Demon Slayer. I mean, it's pretty neat idea. So I'm gonna check it out.
Yeah.
But yeah, I want an action RPG Demon Slayer
Also, there's a
so
bunch of
bad.
waifus in Demon Slayer, so I'm kind of on board with this. I mean, there's waifus in every anime, right? Like, if,
And
Yeah,
every
yeah.
anime.
so, but not super popular ones like in Demon Slayer. Nezuko and what's the other chick? Uh, Mi- not Mitsuru.
Oh God.
What's the
No,
multicolored pink and green haired girl's name?
The pink haired girl,
Mitsuri.
Mitsuri.
Mitsuru.
Yeah,
Mitsuri.
I was like, it's not Mitsuo. That's a fucking grocery store. Like, although
Yeah,
Mitsuo is also the
Mitsuri.
name of the main character or sub main character in Your Name. So, uh,
I mean, it's funny that you're bringing up like anime into like another game because Dragon Ball Z is coming out with a new
Sparking Zero,
Sparking
yeah.
Zero. It looks pretty dope. I mean, it's a typical Dragon Ball Z game, right? But um, for me, I think I would honestly love to see like a Sword Art Online type of um type of game. Is very they have actually had some games for Sword Art Online, poorly executed on PlayStation. And yeah, I wanted a refund. it was it was horrible. Um, but I think if you did it right, um, Sword Art Online, like the first season was great, but like later seasons was kind of eh. But they kind of redeemed itself to wrap it up, and so I really enjoyed like that anime. And if it you could literally make it into like a Final Fantasy if you just like copied and pasted Final Fantasy but used Sword Art Online characters, you would have Final Fantasy. Um,
Yeah,
if you, I mean,
true.
if people just created a mod for Final Fantasy and just made it like SAO, I'd actually be okay with that. But yeah, I love Sword Art Online was like one of my introductions to like mainstream anime. Obviously, we watched Dragon Ball Z, Gundam growing up, right? But I didn't think of them as anime. I thought of them as cartoons, right? Like growing up.
Yeah.
well, that's
Um,
what's in Japan. If you ask somebody like, "Is The Simpsons an anime?" They're like, "Yeah, it's anime." Like, it's only in the U.S. that like the it is like
yeah,
separate of like, oh, Japanese ones are anime. In the U.S., it's cartoons. Like in
yeah,
Japan,
exactly.
like everything's just fucking anime.
I mean, if hold on, I take back my answer. If we're counting cartoons, I'd love to see. I've asked this question before. I'd love to see an Avatar: The Last Airbender game, like a
Oh,
well
okay.
done Avatar: The Last Airbender game. That you may classify that as not anime. I don't care. It's an
I
anime.
feel like that counts. Um,
Yeah.
Yeah.
for me, because I'm the fucking host today, I'm gonna do what I want. I'm gonna flip this question, and I'm gonna say, what video game would I love to see become a fucking anime, like a high quality anime? And I would love to see Nier Automata become like a dope
What do you mean
anime.
the
There
anime's
already
coming
is.
out right now?
There is
Is
an
it
anime
out?
for Nier.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's
it's
on
good.
Netflix, I think.
It's
Yeah.
good. You need to check it out. It's good.
I
Mm-hmm.
didn't know that, so my dream has come true.
It's good.
Um,
Netflix has done pretty well with their animes, like their original animes. Like they've done
is it on
really like
Netflix?
yeah, I believe so.
I'm gonna have to check it out then. Because I mean, I loved what they did with. I thought of this because
Cyberpunk.
yeah, exactly. Cyberpunk. The first episode of Cyberpunk was pretty mid, but like
Yeah, but the
after
rest of
the
it,
first episode, like the not well,
um,
rest of it, like the last nine, I think there's 10, right? Fucking fire,
mhm.
super awesome.
I don't think you could classify this as anime, but if you haven't checked out, just because you guys are talking about this, if you haven't checked out Netflix's Blue Eye Samurai, you have
Yeah,
to. That you have to. That thing
mhm.
is that show is just insane. Oh my
Yeah.
God.
The
That
most
Netflix, they're
insane
doing
show
some things right.
They're doing
I
some things right
watched.
with anime. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm curious to see they're remaking One Piece, right? As
Yeah.
like
A
as an
live
anime.
action.
No, like an
Mm,
anime.
mm.
Oh, the anime.
It's called
Yeah,
like The One Piece, right?
Oh,
yeah.
I didn't know that.
I'm sure it's gonna be much shorter because I mean nothing's as long as
Mhm.
One Piece. But
Who has time to do 1,000
I'm
episodes?
just curious if like how much they condense. You know, like if it'll be like 10 episodes for the East Blue, 10 episodes for like like is everything gonna like that was like 50 episodes gonna be like condensed in like 2 episodes in Netflix because that's just I some animes are definitely longer. Like you have like Hunter x Hunter and that, but I don't think that's a Netflix original. But Netflix just doesn't do like these like long
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
things, right? Like most animes, it seems like they're pretty much they're shorter bursts. Like Chainsaw Man, not Netflix anime, but like 12 episodes. That was like felt really quick, and that's just fucking insane. If you want to about insane, I kind of need the Low Key Geeks dingy shirt now though. That's like I just want to feel some boobs. And I'm like, oh, that totally makes sense now after watching the anime, because the
Yeah,
dude is just so obsessed with just like
popping the
getting with
feel.
girls, you know. And I get it though because he's never experienced all these different things, and like he's finally like starting to achieve his dreams of just living a normal life, and like part of living that normal life for him is like having a girlfriend and like interacting with women. So that's like his next step to accomplishing his dream. But all right, last question I have for you guys is kind of like nah, I don't know about our main segment. We don't really have one today. But what is a game that wasn't announced at over through like State of Play all the way
Yeah.
through Nintendo Direct over that time frame that you thought was possible but didn't end up making an appearance?
Go ahead,
Roy?
Ralph.
Oh,
I'll
me?
start.
Okay.
I'll start
Go
because I'm
ahead.
going to take Ralph's answer. Um, and I'm going to say Ghost of Tsushima 2. Where were
Yep.
you? Why were you not
Yes.
there? There's been rumors about you. I know this is the
It's
waifu
literally why.
episode, but husbando's like Jinsekai's a fucking beast. I'm super sad that we didn't get a Ghost of Tsushima 2 announcement because I fucking love that
Yeah.
game.
Same here.
You
Yeah.
man,
I
that you stole my answer too.
Well, I mean, like Ghost of Tsushima. That was gonna be the reason why I joined the podcast was to talk about Ghost of Tsushima. And they didn't announce it. And I they had
Now
so many like
you're gonna
job
join the
postings.
podcast to talk about how Sony dropped the fucking ball. It should have
Yep, exactly. No, Alex has brought this up and talked about having me talk on the podcast about Ghost of Tsushima. I'm a former ranked player, kind of like yourself, Roy, and
number one
but
rank though, bro. Number
yes, I
one.
was number one, Roy. Um,
So
and
no matter what you
I got
do, Roy, you'll never be as good as Ralph at Ghost of Tsushima
what am
multiplayer.
what am I doing? I'm just sitting here chilling.
he's catching strays. No, I got a chance to actually play like some co-op games with the voice actors for some of the characters in Ghost of Tsushima. This is
Oh,
where
okay.
this is where Alex got a little bit wrong. I didn't get to play with Jin Sakai. That would have been cool. I got to like talk to him in a Discord room.
Mhm.
But the person that I got to play with was the voice actor of Norio, who was a side character of in Ghost of Tsushima, and we played a few games, and I
The
was on his stream, and that
the
was pretty
English
cool.
voice actor?
Yeah, the English voice actor
Okay,
for
okay.
Norio, and like his character model was used from him. So yeah, that was really cool. But yeah, I'm really upset that they didn't announce it. Like all the signs pointed to like 2025.
We
Those
definitely know it's coming.
Yeah,
And
Yeah, I
Sony's
mean, like,
probably
there's been too many whispers, right? Like, the game is
Mhm.
definitely being made. There's no fucking doubt about that. I don't think it's been officially announced, but it's definitely being
no,
made. That there's no doubt about it. Like, and I don't know. Maybe it's unfair to think that it should have been this past podcast, or this past June. With all these announcements happening, but. Yeah, like you're starting to see the smoke and thinking like there must be fire there. So I was surprised. I thought that was going to be the big game that Sony kind of came out swinging with. Um, what do you think? Like, where do you think they go with that? Because like the game kind of like finished its story, right? Like Jinsakai, like got outcast. Actually, there's multiple different ways you could end the game, right?
yeah. There's multiple endings, so
Yeah, I picked the one. I think I let him live actually. The end. The like the
yeah.
grandpa or whatever it is.
Mhm.
So, um, but yeah, he's just such a fucking dope character. Like, does
Yeah.
what's necessary. Like he's like Batman. he like does what is necessary, even if it will make people like kind of like he knows it goes against like what people think might be
Is
right. I don't know if
yeah.
that's actually Batman because Batman doesn't really kill, right? So maybe not. It's Batman, but um, Roy, you're the comic book guy. Who's a good like comparison for Jin Sakai
Anybody
to?
I
in
mean, no,
Marvel?
I mean, you're also what you're saying is accurate. It's just, if you look at it, it's a different time and place. Like, guy fighting crime in metropolitan cities nowadays is probably gonna have different rules than a guy,
It's murder.
over, let's say Edo area or something, fighting off Mongols or fighting
Yeah,
off this or that,
feudal Japan.
samurai. Yeah,
Yeah,
just it's totally different. So it's hard to compare, but I mean, Batman is correct. I mean, the very beginning of the game, you have him conflicted about using anything that's, not for honor, in the samurai way. He doesn't want to use those ninja methods. Like, yeah,
yeah.
I mean,
I do
Batman's a
think
good
if it came
comparison.
down to it, Batman would kill somebody if like he absolutely had to in order to save people, right? Like
Oh,
you
Oh
don't
yeah,
really
yeah,
see
yeah.
it in the comic. Maybe there are comics where he like goes like
he does.
hardcore.
Yeah,
Um, but yeah, we'll see what happens. I hope it gets announced sometime this year. If it does, again, I think it will either be at Gamescom or at the Game Awards.
I feel like Sony's like holding it in their pockets to be like, hey, look at our huge announcement at, something.
next year. It's gonna be next year that
Yeah.
they announce it for sure.
It
If they
might
didn't
be
Yeah,
announce
Game
it this year,
Awards. It might be Game Awards, I
it
think.
could
you
be
think
Game
so?
Awards. Only because like okay, so I don't actually think this impacts things quite as much as people might think, but like again, like Sony's out of the three major publisher or major like first parties, like they got are getting shit on for like what they announced. So does
Mhm.
this force Sony to maybe move up an announcement that they had in their back pocket and saying like, hey, like let's just get this out there at Gamescom or like, hey, we're gonna do this next year, but like, why don't we just tease it, officially tease it now at like the Game Awards, do like a quick like 30-second trailer where like the end of it like is Jin Sakai. But that was gonna be my actual question, like, where does this go, right? Like, is Jin Sakai the main character of Ghost of Tsushima 2? Or does it follow a new character? Like, could we see it who's the woman who's like the
Yuna.
the yeah, the prodigy?
Yeah.
Um
Oh no, that's I thought you were talking about Yuna, where her little brother like was off, and so like
oh yeah, no,
her
no, no, I was thinking like maybe the archer.
Tomoe,
Yeah, like
Tomoe.
can we see her like wherever because she leaves Tsushima, right? And
Yeah.
it goes to like mainland Japan. Like
Hmm.
it might be kind of interesting to like pick up her story in the second title because she's like a fucking badass also, you know.
Hmm.
Why
That'd
did
be
you
kind
do
of
that? And
interesting.
nobody but you didn't see because you
Is
hit
that
your
happening right
thing.
now?
You hit the thing.
I didn't even hit it actually. There's like a different metal thing over here I hit. My desk has too much metal on it. But yeah, I think that'd be kind of cool to see the story pick up from her. I'd super be down to see it follow
Oh.
Jinsakai still. I just do think like they wrapped up the story pretty well with him. So if they do continue it on with him, I'd be really curious to see where it
Or
goes.
it'd be like a Dark Knight Rises, where like he's out for like so long, and then there's a new threat that threatens Japan, and so they need the ghost to come back,
Yeah.
kind of like that.
Yeah. I mean, because I don't know the history of it, but I don't think Jinsakai is a real person. Obviously, I don't know if he's even based on a real person, but I assume that like the Mongol invasion of Tsushima is a real historical event, and it was kind of like made a character up to
Mhm.
in that story. Again, I don't know. Maybe like Jinsakai, like that person is a real like there really is a legend of a ghost who like helped defeat the Mongols. I hope there is. It'd be really fucking dope, actually.
Yeah, that'd be a
Um,
badass story.
but yeah, so I'd be curious to see like how much historical accuracy there is there between the stories. Do you know, Ralph, on that front?
No, I don't know if it was based off of true events, but it'd be
I'm
pretty
pr
dope if it was.
I'm pretty sure, don't quote me on it, but I'm pretty sure that the whole like Mongols invading and unable to like actually infiltrate and attack Japan, I'm pretty sure that was like a real thing. How much? I'm sure the majority of the game is, very fictional.
And
But
yeah,
Yeah,
I'm
and some of the like the villain's name was based off of like Genghis Khan, right? So
yeah,
I
yeah.
mean,
Genghis Khan is the big
Genghis Khan,
baddie.
yeah.
Like you like
So
defeat his like cousin or some shit. I
hmm
think in the
yeah,
game, right? So I
I
think
wouldn't be
that there
surprised if
probably
it
is
was.
a lot of historical accuracy
Yep.
in terms of like very high level, like Mongol invasion, like
Yeah.
the Khan who was there. I mean, obviously the Mongols like took over most of Asia and some of Europe
yeah,
during their reign. Um, so yeah, we'll see what happens. So that was a lot of talk about Ghost, but and we all kind of had the same answer. But was there another game that you guys were disappointed you didn't see?
it was the one I had already mentioned, Devil May Cry 6. It's been a while, and I'm kind of just waiting on that one. And now the guy who did the combat system for Devil May Cry 5, he worked on Final Fantasy 16. Now we're kind of just, I want to see what else he's got cooking. I want to see Devil May Cry 6 bad. 5 was insane. So that's the big one for me.
I could see you also like Dishonored, right? It's been a while since we had a Dishonored game. Uh,
Dishonored I think is dead. Does
you think
Dishonored
so?
people did what? Didn't they do Deathloop? I'm pretty sure the Dishonored people did Deathloop. Or maybe
Not
that
sure.
was.
You never know
Yeah,
though. Like as long as IP is there, they could always come out with another one. What's another game? I don't know, Ralph. Do you have another one?
No, mostly Ghost for me. For
yeah, Ghost is a good
No House
one.
Flipper 2?
House
they do
Flipper
have
2.
House Flipper 2 already.
Well, whatever the next one is in the line.
House Flipper 2 just came out this past year, so
Okay, so you've got the House Flipper
yeah,
um,
I got my
itch
fix there.
scratched. All right, dope. Cool. Well,
So
guys, I think that pretty much wraps us up today. I really appreciate you both joining, taking
um,
Alex and Tyler's place. Maybe we just need to kick them off the podcast and take over because I
Oh
thought
my
that's a pretty good
God.
episode. Fuck those guys. But before we go, thank you everybody for tuning in. Let us know what you guys thought this week. Leave some comments, ask some questions, follow and subscribe. Hate on Alex and Tyler for missing. And yeah, we'll catch you guys.
yeah,
Actually, housekeeping, I think that we may be off next week. I have to talk to the guys and see. Alex and I will be camping in Yosemite next week for the 4th of July. So we got to figure out how we're gonna wrap it up, or how we're gonna do next week and maybe the week after. But we'll keep you guys posted. All right,
yeah.
thanks
And
everyone.
shout out to all the people who ask questions every week.
Ralph,
Hmm.
Ralph, it's just Ralph. No, there's also Greg. I think Alex and Tyler's uncle or cousin. So
Yo,
shout out to Greg
shout
also.
out Greg.
Yeah,
And
thanks,
shout out
Greg.
to MMO fans. You got Dawn Trail coming out next week for Final Fantasy.
Roy's
That's
just like
big.
shout out to my WoW guild, the homies. Love you
What?
guys.
No, no.
Watch
I'm
this
talking about
shit.
Final Fantasy. None of them touch Final Fantasy.
Shout out to all
Uh,
my rank squad mates.
Yeah, rank squad mates out there showing how good we are. We fucking rule the world. So, all
help
right.
me.
All right,
All
guys.
right. So,
All
thanks,
right.
guys.
Usually.